Irontrader. This is the last call of the day. We'll take a look here at Bitcoin, Ethereum, gold, silver, crude oil, and natural gas. And we'll take a look here at the old indexes, the Dow, the S&P, and the old NASDAQ. At the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude and natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation by selling stock, not ETF. Please like to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, here we have Bitcoin, your daily chart. Now I can see here how we had this nice series of higher high situation, and then we just fell right off the map. We got an absolute waterfall going on the downside here. Okay, now you see this 8-day, okay? See how the 8-day looked like it was kind of flattened out here, but then you have to compare it with that topping tail candle that we had on Friday, and then this red candle. Once we start losing that bottom of Friday's candle here and lost that 8-day, then it'll say goodnight, Irene. So I jumped to the BITI, which is the short here on the old Bitcoin. Working out very, very nicely. So I'm still short. I'm going to see what's going to happen at the end of the day here, and probably more importantly, what's going to happen here at 6 tonight when the futures open up here for Bitcoin. Okay, so what we're looking at for today's low is you're looking at that 84,120 level. Okay, so again, if we start losing that, your next level is going to be right here. We'll come right down to the bottom, 83,190 level, and then we have right, 83,190. That's what we're going to be looking at next kind of a situation. Then we can venture all the way down here to this 87.50, and that's going to bring me to retest. Now, if we lose this here on a closing basis, this is what we're looking at next. Is going to be that 79.55 level. We're going to come down here to 78.495. We'll come down to the bottom of this candle at 76.390. And then here's your big retest all the way down here at 74.635. Now, what I'm watching here is this RSI. See how we got to an oversold condition? Okay, that's what we have now. I'm going to see what's going to happen. If this drops below that, and we can get a positive divergence, that could be the bottom kind of a situation. But right now we had this, we just still have a sideways consolidation because we're hanging in right here at the bottom of this candle. We went a little bit lower than that today, but again, we got to see where we're going to finish out for the rest of the day. So on the upside here, we're going to be watching the bottom of this candle. You're looking at 86,250 level, but realistically right here, 88,263, that 8-day, that's going to be everything. Okay, we have to get above it. Then your next level is going to be 95,500. We'll come up here at what am I talking about? 9,500 level. Then we'll come up here at that 91,660 level, and then we'll come to Friday's high, that 93,590, and then we'll come right here to that 21-day at 96,314. We get above that, we have the 200-day, 50-day, and 100-day, but let's not worry about that now because we have the 8-day and 21-day are very, very strong, as you can possibly see. See, look at here in the past. See, tweezer top came all the way down, could not rally through it. It came all the way down here, and we have a waterfall going here on the old Bitcoin. But again, just don't forget, this is a two-way trade, and always look for opportunity. That's the key. Today's market was a lot of good opportunity. TQQs was a really good trade. NVIDIA was a really good trade today. Let me see what else I jumped into there. Apple was a really good trade there today. I didn't jump into the Netflix. I probably could have, but I didn't jump into the Netflix. But I think Netflix is going to be is a good one here to go on the upside. But again, what's working right now is like the oil ETF XLE. That's working up there. That's up about $1.07 right now. Okay, so right now here we're looking at the Bitcoin situation. Just watch this key level here, but trade against here today's candle. So we're looking for that 84,120 on the bottom, that 91,660 on the high side. But we got to get back and close back above the 8-day in order for it to attack that 21-day. But right now we just have sideways consolidation. But the key is we need to hold this 87.50. If not, we just go to all these levels until it stops. And then we have the big retest down here at that 74,635. Now, if it comes all the way down here, down to this level, just for example, and it holds that, wow, that'd be a good buying opportunity. I'd be buying the BITX here, or you can buy the IBIT. Either one would work nicely. So right now here, we're just hugging the bottom. We got oversold. I'm looking for like a divergence situation, but right now we don't have it because this price would have to get lower than what that is, and this would have to stay higher. But right now, this is what I'm looking at. Just be a little bit patient, but right now it's still a two-way trade. Okay, let's take a look here now at Ethereum. All right, Ethereum, we're getting hammered here on this. Now, I don't trade this. I trade the Bitcoin, okay? But right here, Ethereum, you can see here where we ran right up at 200-day on Friday. Couldn't get it, got above, but it couldn't close above. Today, right into it, and then lost the 8-day, and boom, it's been a nice, good short ski all the way on down. Okay, so right now what you're really watching is you're going to be watching, obviously, the bottom of today's candle. You're looking at 27.28, and then we're looking for this retest there at 26.27 level. That's going to be very, very key, okay? Now, again, if we start losing that area, and we come down to the bottom of this candle here, you're looking at 25.99. We'll come down to this level at 25.31. We'll come down here, 23.83 level. We can work it down 23.44, and then here's a big retest down here at 21.75 level. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking for here next. Like obviously, we have all those levels that we can go all the way down. But let's just go one at a time just to see if it even gets down to that area. You can see how it's downtrending. See, we have a high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower low situation here. The key is we have to really hold is at 26.27. If not, we could retest this level right here very, very easily. Okay, so right here, well, we're sitting here. There's no divergence as of yet, unless this will come down lower, pop right back up here, and leave us a nice positive divergence. But right now, there's really nothing to tell there. We're at the bottom of the situation. Okay, now on the upside here, well, we got to start cracking back above here. So here's your upside target. It's going to be 27.64, the bottom of that candle. Just follow the candles, the bottoms like that. 28.55 level. We'll come up here at 28.89, and we're looking for that 8-day at 29.92. And then here's the big boy. Is that going to be that 50, 200-day at 30.73? Then we have your 21-day right above that at that 32.02 level. Obviously, you have your 50-day here, and we have your 100-day. But right now, the only thing you really have to worry about is that 8-day. Again, above that is that 200-day. Because right now, the price is below all the simple moving averages. So be patient with this and just watch right here. If you're trading this, watch that 26.27 level. If it holds it, it could be a good buying opportunity because we'd have a nice sweet double bottom. If it doesn't hold it, well, then it's going to say goodnight, Irene, because we could have a target all the way down here at the bottom of the candle at 21.75. Okay, take a look here now at gold and silver. All right, here we have gold, here we have silver. Now, the gold trade, I never did get into that gold trade there today at the GLD, but I'm still long the SLD. Okay, now I was looking here once we cracked above this level here, 54.41. I'm looking for that 45. Obviously, we blew right past that. Got all the way to that 57 there on Friday. And then this thing here just kept on rallying up. We got to the 59. I was looking for the 60 area. Came just a little bit short on that here. But again, right now we're here. We're doing like a overbought situation. But again, I can stay overbought here too. Okay, so but again, what you always have to look at. See these blue lines? These are just price channels. When that price channel gets outside that price channel, it wants to come on in kind of a situation. See how we got out, and then it wants to come right back into towards that 8 SMA here. So just be a little bit careful up here. Use stop losses. That's what you want to do. Okay. So obviously for the silver, for the upside, 59.43, you crack that, you're going to go to that 60, and obviously you work yourself right up to 65 level there. I mean, eventually, if that's the way this is going to be tracking, but let's just be a little bit patient with this. So on the downside, just watch the top of this candle, 57.24. Look to today's low, 56.85, and then we'll just reverse it all the way down. What do you have for resistance? Now support, 54.41. We'll come over here, 53.76, and then we're looking for that 8-day at 52.93, the 21-day at 50.87, the 50-day at 49.22. You can see how nice it held that 50-day, popped right up. Nice next day, held the 21-day. That's a good sign, and it closed above the 8-day. Tells me I had to get into this. Okay. And Friday was a really, really good trade. I held it long because we had this big green candle. There was no topping situation. So I just figured, okay, I'm going to hold it. So right now I'm still long the SLV, and I'm going to see how that shakes out here by the end of the day. Okay. Now, we look at gold. We have this cup and we have this handle, okay, and a nice, good uptrending situation. What I'm watching is that 42.50 level. We're sitting right above it at 42.68, but the trade really isn't there like it is on silver. So I just figured I'd just kind of focus on the silver. Now on the upside, you got 42.99 level. We crack above that, your next target is going to be 43.46, and then 43.98. We crack that, you're going to go to that 4,500 level, and you can work yourself all the way to 5,000. That's what they're predicting, but let's just see how that shakes out. Okay. Now on the downside, you want to watch obviously is 52.50. That's going to be very, very crucial. And then we come down to this low at 42.41. We'll come down here at 41.74, but really was watch that 8-day. Okay, 42.54, and we want to watch the 21-day, and then we want to watch that 50-day. Okay, right now everything is uptrending, and the price is above all your simple average, so it looks like it wants to go higher. So I'll keep my eye on this and jumping into that GLD, and maybe take it to the retest 43.98, and then see what the reaction is. Once it gets there, you crack above it, we're going to go to that head towards that 4,500. If not, you could double top and come all the way and down. Now, 65, plenty of room to run. Green over your red, looking very, very good. So this has plenty of room to run to the upside. Okay. Very, very nice. The same way with this. Just because we're overbought, let's look at the past. We're overbought here, and look how nice that thing ran all the way up. But we are outside that price channels, and a lot of times it wants to come in, at least for a little consolidation, and then maybe rip higher. But let's just see how it shakes out. So I'm going to just be watching this 59.43 level. We crack above, we're going to head to that 60, and then venture right on up. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil. Here we have the oil crude oil. Now, again, OPEC came out, and they're going to leave everything just as is. There's not going to be any kind of a changes. They're not going to add. They're not going to take off. And they're going to see what's going to happen here at the end of the year and going into next year, kind of a situation. Okay. Now you got a big brouhaha between the U.S. and Venezuela. That can always be a problem. Any kind of a war, any kind of like that, they're always going to take crude rep higher. But right now, also look at a seasonality chart here on crude, because right now you just really want to. It usually goes down to about the first week of December, and then you want to buy that and run it up about 3 weeks until about the first week of January, and then you can go. Then you'll go flat ski till February, but you could get a nice good run up there in the UCO. Okay, so right now here, what we look at, it popped right on up here today. Let me big that up a little bit for you. Okay, there you go. Okay, so it popped up here, but you notice it still can't get, you got to close above the 21 day. You can't just do pop and drop. So 59.49, that's what you're looking on the upside. Next level will be today's high, 59.97. Then we're looking at that 50 day at 60.32. And this is going to be very critical because of this, and so far we can't get above it. You got to get above it and close above it. Then we can hit that price channel, 61.50. We hit that 100-day, 62.52. Then we look at 63.97. Then we look at top of this candle, 65.40. And then we look at all the way up here at the retest at 66.42. Now, downside, 8-day. Okay, 58.70. You got to hold that. If you don't, you're going to come down to the bottom here, 58.27. We'll come down here at 57.66, and then your retest at 57.10. We lose that. You got right here, 56.35, and then retest 55.96. Right here, 49, plenty of room to run. Sideways action. Chart looks, it's still downtrending. The chart is downtrending. But again, I'm kind of gearing up here to take a long here. If we can close above that 50-day, I'll be jumping that UCO balls out here and just taking it all the way on up here. Okay, but right now for me, this is just short trades. UCO for the long, SCO for the short, until we can get some kind of a movement going up higher or lower. Okay, let's take a look here now at natural gas. All right, here we have natural gas. I'm long the UNG. Okay, that's an easy way to trade. You can also do oil and all that kind of stuff, but UNG is a 1-to-1, seems to work out pretty nice. Okay, so what I was looking for here is this right on top of this candle is this 490 level. Okay, so right now we're sitting at, we got as high today as 495, and what are we sitting on natty gas here? We're sitting at 492 right now. Okay, so that's where we're sitting. Okay, so if we look at the downside, we want to watch at that 487 level, and then realistically, we want to come over here to the top of this candle at 468. And then we watch that 8-day, 462, and then we watch 447. Okay, so right now here, just really on a daily, that 490, that's going to be the key, and that's where basically we're right above that now. So now we have to go there and say, okay, where is this thing going next? Okay, so here's that 490 level right there. Okay, see that? Very, very nice, 490. Okay, your next level is going to be right here. See this? Okay, so you got 536 level. That's what we're going to be looking at. Then we look here right to the bottom. What do we got? Okay, you got 561 level. We'll come down here. You got 572 level. We'll come up top of this candle. You got 627. We'll come up here at 710. And then we have right there 742. Then we'll bring this price channel right across. That's going to be a big boy. That's going to be your 7060. Okay, so if you can't find it on the daily, just look at the weekly. Everything you need to know, upside resistance, upside targets is sitting right here as long as we hold that 490. Okay, that's the key. Right here, this is the breakout. So we had this consolidation. I mean, this was a long-ass consolidation. Look at this. All the way through, just building energy. And now look at she's cracking right on up. Okay? Remember, this has a lot to do with the weather. So over the weekend, I did seasonality charts. So if you want to take a look here at crude oil, at natural gas, and then if you want to look at here at the indexes, they're all sitting right there for you. Just click it on. It's this seasonality chart, or you can go to my playlist. They're all right there. And gives you a good idea here that you really want to run this up here till about the end of the of December, and then we want to just like pull back because then you're going to start getting into those futures contracts, which would probably be lower going forward. Okay, so right now here, this is the key is everything is just watch that 490 level, and then I say next level, you're going to go right up there. It's going to be that 536. That is your next target, is that 536. Okay, because we have this candle, and then we have the bottom of this candle right here. It's all sitting right at that about 530 level. See that? So you got one. See all the hit sets you got there. Okay, right there, and then right there. Okay, that's what you want to watch. That's why I say you always look to the left of the chart. Then we get above that. Then we go higher, the 572 level. Then we can crank that up into sixes here. Then we can crank her all the way up there into the 07s. Okay, but again, just one level at a time. That's an easy way to trade, and that's an easy way to make money there on the old natural gas. Upside here, just as is breaking out here, just watch the top of that 4.68. That's going to be key. As long as we're holding that, we're good. The 8-day is moving up here. That's going to be support. in the 21 day. So as the futures open, that 8 day is going to be higher, 21 days is going to be higher. So just keep on watching this. We consolidated, we ran up nicely, we consolidated, now we're having another good run up. But just always remember to see how it got outside the price channel, then it wants to come in towards that 8 day. Then it ran up, coming towards that 8 day. Then we had consolidation, now we're breaking out again. Okay, let's take a look here at the indexes. All right, here we have the Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P, and then the NASDAQ. Okay, here we go. Here we have the Dow. Now you can see we had a good run off this 100 day. See how it's sold right off here? But I always say watch the 8 day. If we lose that, then check the 21 day. That's a catch-all. Then the 250 day, and that loses it. We have that 100 day. It held that. We never even made it down to the 200 day yet so far. Okay, so here we have, we're holding up that 100 day. Then it rallied up nicely, cracked all the way up. But look at this 8 day, how it's curling up, going on up. Now remember, today we have a little bit of a red going on here. But remember, one day does not make a market. And always look for turnaround Tuesday. That could be the case. So always look for opportunities. That's the key. A lot of good opportunities out there. Okay, so what we're looking for on the upside is just watch today's high, 47,676. Watch Friday's high, 47,750. We get above that, this is going to be your target up here at that 48.40 level. Then we can retest 48.413. Okay, 431. Okay, very, very easy. Downside right here. Watch the 21 day, 47.58. Next is the 50 day and your 8 day. Okay, if we lose that, we come down there and retest that 100 day again. Just that simple. Okay, very, very nice. Now, you're not overbought, oversold. This here is green. We just have a little turn down today because we have a red candle, but that doesn't mean that can't curl right back up here tomorrow if we get a green day. Okay, here we have the S&P, pretty much the same thing. Okay, sold all the way down, came there and held the 100 day. Nice, rallied all the way up here. Now look at the 8 days curling up, about ready to cross the 50 day to 21 day, which should push the price up higher. Nice. So we have what they call an indecision candle right there. So you want to watch a Friday's high, 68.50. Your next level is going to be right there, 68.69 level, okay? And then we can come all the way up here to the 68.82. And then the retest is 69.20 level, okay? Just that simple kind of a situation. So downside, just watch the 21 day. Very, very key. Watch the 50 day, okay, that we're sitting right there. And then watch that 8 day at 67.16. We lose that, come down and retest the 100 day. But look how nice it held it, okay? And then she rallied up nicely. Plenty of room here, only sitting at 56. The green is over your red. So again, one day does not make it the old market. All right, NASDAQ, my favorite, okay? TQQ, great freaking trade. I mean, just a great trading, okay? So came all the way down, held the 100 day, okay? Held it right there, went down lower, awarded a close above the 100 day. Nice, okay? Rallied right on up here through the 8, the 50, right to the 21 day, and then we closed up high there at that 23,365 there on Friday. Now, if we can keep going, okay, here's your next level right here at that 23,564. And then we want to watch the top of this candle. You're looking at 23,644. There's your gap. Look to the bottom there, 23,764. There's your fill. Gap, fill, and then retest 24.19. Downside, watch the 21 day, just like on the Dow and the S&P, okay? Watch the 50 day, okay? Then watch the 8 day. That's going to be all your key support levels. We lose that, you come down here, retest that 100 day, and then the big retest down here, 21,898. Okay, now we're going to see if we're going to get ourselves one of the Santa Claus rallies there. Want a Santa rally? I think we might be able to get one. So again, just today we have a little down day. Not that big of a deal. Let's just see how everything closes, and let's see how everything is going to work out tomorrow. All right, I'll be back here tomorrow morning, and we'll do it all over again. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.